welcome back. It is a freezer meal day and I am so excited about this. I am going to be making 3 delicious freezer meals, but I'm going to put it into 6 containers. So we're going to get 6 dinners and I'm hoping to do this in an hour or less. It is currently 1:45 and I'm going to be making a chili cheese tater tot casserole. And I made a bunch of tater tot casseroles recently and the tater tots were not crispy enough. So I'm going to cook all the tater tots first and then we will use them on the top and hopefully they'll be the right kind of crispy after we freeze and then reheat everything. So I am just getting a whole package of tater tots out onto this parchment lined sheet. That's going to go in the oven. I preheated to 400. That might not be enough. 425. So that has increased. I'm going to get these into the oven and then we will start on everything. The other things that I plan to make are a Sloppy Joe biscuit casserole. Oh, I got some water on myself. And a chicken noodle casserole. It's not chicken noodle casserole. It's like honey mustard chicken with noodles, but it has chicken and noodles and I'm gonna make it into a casserole. So I'm going to get these 2 packages of ground beef started on the stove and then we will come back over here to the pasta, and the whole goal here is to see how many things we can do at the same time. Also, welcome back. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Carrie. This is Keep It Simple DIY. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. If not, thanks so much for returning. I'm happy to have you back. All right. 2nd pound of beef going into this pan. And before we get our chicken going, I want to just give this a little bit of a breakup, and these do need onions. I'm going to use some already sauteed onions that come in little blocks instead of sauteing my own. And you guys, I have tried the meat mashers that are like, you know, they have the cross. I don't like them. I don't know why, but this seems to work just fine for me. All right, let's let these cook for a minute and get our chicken started. Now this is one of my favorite kind of meals, the dump it in the crock pot and then it's done. I need to see how much is 200 grams. Half of this. Okay, so the recipe calls for half of the box of pasta and we're using farfalle. I don't know, we're using bow ties. That is all falling out of the edge. Okay, we've got that there. I'm going to put some chicken in and we are using the canned chicken because you guys, it's just delicious in this kind of a meal. There we go. And the liquid will help to cook the pasta. I'm gonna break the chicken up a little bit and it's also, it broke a little bit of the noodle, but it'll be okay. Quickly check in on my meat over here. Okay, we need to add more liquid so those noodles will all be covered. And I'm going to add a cup of pork stock and then I'm going to need some more liquid. So for noodles, you want them to be covered with the liquid, although I do have a lot of chicken down in there, so maybe we'll try to move the chicken back up a little bit. I just added 2 cups of water as well. Usually I cook my the noodles in all broth, but kind of running low on broth. So we're only using what was in the chicken and then an extra cup of broth. And I'm just making sure that all my noodles can be covered, or for the most part covered. We are going to salt and pepper this, and then we do need cream of mushroom soup. I'm debating on if I should put it in there right now or if I want to wait. The recipe says, you know, make the noodles, make the chicken, make the sauce, mix it all together, but I don't typically follow recipes. And obviously I'm putting it in an Instant Pot, which is not part of the recipe. Oh, that pepper makes me want to sneeze. I'm gonna add the cream of soup in now, and I am using cream of mushroom soup. This is part of my pantry challenge. We are in a pantry challenge, so nothing, well, let's see, the meat that I bought is something that I bought, the meat that we're using, but that we knew that. We talked about that in pantry challenge that I was going to be buying meat, so we are doing good. I'm also waiting for a good sale there has not been a good sale on meat. So once there is, I will be buying quite a bit. At this point, I might as well just add everything, right? Except for the cheese and peas. A little bit of Dijon mustard. And I'm realizing I shouldn't have gotten that spoon dirty yet. And a little bit of honey. And now we are officially not following the recipe at all. We have the same ingredients as the recipe though. Okay, let's get this cooking on the rice setting as usual. And then we need to get our attention back over to this meat. Oh, we're not quite browned yet. Okay, let's add a little bit of seasoning to these. I have no black pepper, so let's see. I grind up a lot of black pepper at once. So luckily there's more over here. We'll add a little bit to both of these. And I need to go grab the onions. Maybe I'll do that before I forget. Okay, I am just using these sauteed chopped onions from Target, and I'm going to put 3 in each. Okay, these each need a little bit of salt. And garlic powder, a decent amount. Onion powder. Got my pepper refilled. Now I'm going to give these a little bit of a stir. I think it's about time to turn down the heat. Oops, wrong way. Turn down this heat too. So both of these heats are now at a low. And we need to get all of the extra ingredients in. So I'm going to start over here. We're going to add some Worcestershire sauce. A decent amount. Probably around 3/4 of a cup of ketchup. A little bit of mustard. That was a lot of bit of mustard, probably more than I meant to. And then whatever's left of the brown sugar. It said 3 teaspoons, which is 1 tablespoon. That's a little more, but that's okay. And we'll give this a mix, and then I will double check to make sure I didn't miss any ingredients. That mustard smells like summer. I don't know why, just mustard. I don't usually eat mustard by itself, and I'm not doing that here either, but the smell of it just makes me think of summer and brats. And that onion still needs to break down. And we will be adding cheese to this and biscuits. I still need to make the biscuits. Okay, let me double check the recipe. Okay, ground beef, ketchup. Oh, I forgot water. Brown sugar, Worcestershire, mustard, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, biscuits, cheese. Okay, water. Water. Get that lid ready for over here. Maybe I'll turn this up a little bit so that it'll come back up to a simmer, and we'll let this simmer for a little while. Get all those flavors to incorporate together nicely. Not even on the burner over there. There we go. Okay. Sloppy joes are good. Is this the right size lid? Nope, that's the lid for over there. Well, I don't think it's this lid. No, that lid won't fit. Maybe this one doesn't have a lid. That's gonna be good enough for now. Now into the chili, we need to add some tomato sauce and some chili beans, and I'm going to add in refried beans. They're the same thing, in my eyes at least. We need some rotel. And then this pot also needs a little bit of chili powder And I'm gonna go really light-handed. I can always add more, but you can't take it out. And same with cumin, just a little tiny bit. I've been making my chilies way too strong. Okay, so this I'm going to turn back up a little bit as well so we can get it simmering, get all these flavors together, and then the last thing that these will need is the cheese, and then we can assemble. Take this lid and put it over here. That fits great here. Okay, have our biscuit dough recipe, and we are going to do 2 cups of flour. I don't make biscuits very often. Let's see, 1, 2. But there's a salsa, what was it? A salsa chicken with biscuits that was so good that I used to make all the time, and I haven't made that in forever. And then it does call for 3/4 of a cup of whole milk, and I prefer when I'm making something like this to just use powdered milk. So I'm going to add in here, it's 1/3 of a cup of powdered milk for every cup of flour. So about the equivalent of what we would need. And then I need a tablespoon of sugar, which is this one. And I think a tablespoon of baking powder, yep, and then a teaspoon of salt. Close enough. Okay, is that everything that we need other than the liquid? Okay, liquid and butter. So let's mix this together. And I like to clean as I go, so I'm going to put everything away before I get the liquid and the butter in here, just because this is a lot of stuff that's out. I just turned up the heat a little bit on that chili. I did turn the heat up a little while ago on the sloppy joes. So 6 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to get this cut into small chunks. Piece of butter stuck on there. Okay, so I'm gonna actually go in half long ways and turn it in half the other way, still long ways. So now we've got it into 4, and then, oops, we'll have little pieces. And I'm not too worried about the butter and how cold it is because we're just going to freeze these meals anyways. Close enough. Okay, and I have a pastry blender, but you know what? I am not feeling like I want to clean it. So we're going, oh, I put that. I still need that. That's okay. Going to just mash the butter into everything a little bit, and you know, gonna use our hands, old-fashioned way. Ooh, this would be good, switching it around too, and doing the chili with biscuits. I'm going to take the tater tots out of the oven. They're not totally crispy, but I'm thinking they're perfect for gonna be going in the oven again. So here's how these look, and this is my hope that we'll have them be nice and crispy in the final product. I also turned the heat off of the sloppy joes and moved them to the back. And let's get this. So then we need approximately 3/4 of a cup of water. I'm gonna leave a little bit of that out. We mix these together. All right, I think we have that mostly mixed together. I'll shape it with my hands once we get ready to assemble, which we are very close to doing. I just reread through the sloppy joe, recipe, and it said that we need to put the biscuits in a bowl with the sloppy joe mixture and mix it together. So we need to cut out the biscuits. And we're supposed to have the biscuits just be in pieces, so that'll be easy enough. I'm just going to press this together until it's biscuit-like consistency. And I don't think we're gonna need all of this for biscuits. Maybe I'll make some biscuits for the freezer. Probably be better if these were really cold, but that'll be okay because they'll go in the freezer. And I'm gonna get this releasing. Wrong way. Okay, let's get all of the sloppy joes into this bowl. You know, I forgot to taste it. That's okay, it's going to be great. Okay, I think we can definitely add a few more of these. Ideally, I want to put it all in there. So maybe I'll just do it. It might be a little heavy on the biscuits. Okay. Now we need to get this into a dish. All right, the goal is to get 2, but if we get 3, that would be great too. I'm gonna get 3 out just in case. And I'm gonna take the lid off of this. Whew. We're gonna get 2, which is exactly what I was planning on getting. Now, of course, we usually cut our recipes in half. So when I'm making a full recipe, that is 2 complete meals for us. And these are going to be nice meals for a very cold day coming up. Okay, and these will puff up super big once they cook. So let's get some cheese on them. Perfect again. Now the rest of this cheese is for this. We'll just throw that all in there. And we are 1 done. And I'm going to rinse off this spoon. We can use the same spoon for over here. So let me bring you in so you can see. Okay, I'm going to get this mixed up. And it'll of course soak up some of this liquid as it sits. And of course being in the freezer and then cooking again, it'll soak up a lot of the liquid. I need to remember the peas. Can't forget the peas. Okay, let's see if that's the right amount or if we want to add a little more. See, this is thickening up already. Oh, that looks great. I think that's probably plenty of peas. This looks fantastic. I am going to get this packaged up as well, so I'm going to bring you around to the other side. Ooh, that looks so good. And we used things up. Using things up is great. Now, anytime I make a pasta like this, I sometimes will put it just directly into the freezer like this and have it be individual freezer meals. And sometimes I top it with breadcrumbs and then I make like a baked pasta, and that's delicious. Okay, I think that's about as full as that one's gonna be. I need another pot holder. We're going with the cat splat. What time is it? 2:31. Okay, 15 minutes to go if we're gonna do this in an hour. And I also prepped getting everything out before. That took probably about 10 minutes, so we might be a little over an hour again. That's okay. So I am going to add just some panko to the top of these. What the heck happened here? Well, since it's on my finger, I might as well taste it. That is so good. Okay. We're gonna add panko. Actually, I don't even, is this panko? Yeah, it's panko. I mean, I know it's in my panko container, but I also just put regular breadcrumbs in here sometimes. Whoa. I gotta say, panko or any breadcrumbs on top of a dish like this really elevate it. Okay, another 2 down. I let this go a little longer than I should have without stirring it, but I think we're gonna be okay. I am going to add in some Velveeta because I need to use it up. So I think this is gonna be a great application. I usually do Velveeta in my chili anyways. Kind of funny. I grew up putting a slice of Velveeta in my chili. So that's what we're doing. And if I put this in the chili, it's that much less that I'm going to eat just with salsa because that's a lot of calories and not a lot of good ingredients. I mean, they're good, but not good for you. Okay, let's get this melted, and we also need to give this a taste to see if we've got the right flavors. Okay, I got a phone call, but that was a little bit on the bitter side because of the tomatoes that I have canned up, because you have to add vinegar when you can tomatoes. So I added a touch of sugar just to counterbalance that vinegariness. I should have added baking soda. I'll taste it again. And then the cheese did get all mixed in, so it tastes a little bit different. So let's see. New fork. Much better. And I don't want to add any more cumin or anything spicy. I think that's perfect as is. Okay, so we need to get this dished up and have some tater tots on top of it. I like that on this stove, I can move the pot right to the edge or even over the edge, so that way if I spill, it spills on the counter and not the stove. Hi Lola, how are you? Can I give you a snack in just a second? Just a minute, okay? I love you. Hi, sweetheart. Okay. Okay. I'll do it. Let's do it. You want a snack? Milo, do you want to share a lick with Lola? Okay. Cat snack emergency. Now we just need to top it and probably need a little bit of salt on these. I'm going to put these on super nicely, which I don't normally do. I'm going to do it because I think I have a lot of tater tots out here, and I feel like it needs that. Okay, but like, how did that fit perfectly? Switch. Perfect. Now we just need to get a little bit of salt on the top. Because you have to have salted tater tots. And you guys, it is 2:43. Can you believe that? And a few extra tater tots. All right, you guys, we did it. 6 meals, 1 hour, plus there is gonna be some cleanup time and some prep time at the beginning. So maybe an hour and a half total, and we have 6 meals. So this is great. I love doing everything all at once. It just makes it so much more convenient because I feel like each of these would have taken like 45 minutes to do otherwise, and that just adds up if you do them separately. So these will all be going into my freezer for later, and I am so happy to have freezer meals. I am working through the ones that were in my freezer. We're getting through them. We're almost done with them, and then we're starting fresh. And if you didn't notice, I do have on my earrings. These can be found in my Etsy shop, so go check them out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to see you. If you're interested in seeing some more 1 hour freezer meals, I will pop some here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.